Beautiful day, beautiful morning. The waves are coming in, the winter waves. And I'm going to do a little series on this reality we live in. And because I think we live in a really magical place full of many perceptions and experiences that people are having here. And when you start to understand the metaphysics, the greater physics of this reality, then you can help shape your experience here. A lot of it begins with perception, how we see things. And the big part of how we perceive is how is what information we're being given, and how this information shapes our vision and what we're able to see. And I'm experiencing a lot of this because I now have tuned out of a lot of news and info that is constantly saying negative things. Because the thing about the news and social media goes along with this, because I know life before social media and news was never this all penetrating information that just really changes the whole vibration of this reality. I can feel when things happen in the ether. I can feel it in the way people are behaving just out in the everyday world. And perception is learning to shift your perception is actually a huge gift here, because if we're just taking on a certain angle of information, then everything is formed by our thoughts. So we're going to draw in, for example, I was at this ceremony a little while ago, and this woman brought a pelican feather, and she put it on the altar and said, "This is for the pelicans who are starving and dying." And yes, pelicans are dying, but also pelicans are living. And so it's like some study was done to put it out there that pelicans are dying of starvation. Meanwhile, all I see are tons of pelicans around. So but if you're focused on that angle of perception, that's what you're going to see. That's what you draw into your field. Death. And death is always here. We're moving into the season of death. And we're always living, we're always dying. As soon as we're born, we're dying. So we have to understand that, yes, everything is dying. Some things are starving, some are not. And that is the dualistic nature of this reality. That is the metaphysical nature of this reality. That everything has a dualistic dualism. There's light, dark, there's hot, cold, there is electricity and magnetism, red shift, blue shift, death and life, death and rebirth. So when we're able to shift our perception, and also just recognize that news is programming. is there are corporations behind the news. There's a person who owns the news and tells the stories that are supposed to be told for a reason. So, and they could choose to focus on more positive things, but that's not the game here. There is a game here, and it is to get you to be in fear, to get you to be in scarcity, and to get you into one camp or another, divide and conquer. It's very classic, psyop, counter psyop. So how do we learn to shift our perception? How do we learn to do that? Well, one way is to learn to just observe things and not judge them and not put them in a category. That is, to become the observer is very important. And to become the observer of our own behavior is even more important, because then we can see what we're doing and we can see how we are creating and destroying in every moment. So this is your friendly neighborhood message. This is Mendocino. So pretty.